Okay, good. Now, before I'm going to share this new strategy, and it came by inspiration. I'm sure last week, I'm not used to this technology and all that. I'm getting acquainted to it, uploading stuff on YouTube and all that. Mr. Femi is actually the one that helps me do all that. After recording, after doing a session like this, he will be the one to convert it and post it on my YouTube channel. So I was just doing my normal trading every day, but I noticed that something keeps popping up by the side of my laptop, like a comment on my YouTube channel. I didn't understand what was going on. It kept popping up, and I decided to check it out. Only for me to see some people were saying that I'm actually stealing someone else's strategy and calling it mine. God bear me witness, I never did that. The rectangle strategy that I taught sometime, maybe a few months back, that was last year, I gave full credit to Papa Smurf. He's a friend, he's a coach, he's actually the person that helped me to understand the simplicity of what? Forex trading. So I was shocked when his students came to the channel and were typing this and typing that. And I was really, really, really down when I chatted him, because we chat on WhatsApp, and I chatted him up. I said, what's happening? Why are your students on my channel? And what I could hear from him was that you called rectangle strategy your strategy. I felt so bad. This is someone I respect so much. This is someone I look like he's like a brother, he's like family. But after that statement he made, I was really heartbroken. And I told him, one, even while I was teaching rectangle strategy, I specifically mentioned that, please, you have to wait for the candles before you can enter this strategy, before you can do an exit or anything, because that is with the way the owner actually did what? Taught the strategy. I'm sure if you're on the call when I taught rectangle strategy, please can you type on the chat box? I'll know that if you're actually on the session that day where I taught the rectangle strategy, and if you witness that, yes, I gave full credit to this young man, Papa Smurf, please type on the chat box, because it was I was really, 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 I felt bad, but in life, this is what you get. This is what you get in life about things. Now, Qopfx strategy, that's the first strategy that I actually I named I named the strategy with my own name, in Queen of Pips. Yes, the rectangle strategy actually bettered that, because I'm using it not on H4 now, I'm using it on 15 minutes. And not that I'm even using the way my exit and entry strategy is totally different, which I mentioned that on my video. Thank you very much, Chidera. So I was surprised to hear that. But anyway, that gave me the inspiration to bring out Qopfx Pro. That's Queen of Pip FX Strategy Pro. Now you don't even need to draw a rectangle before you can determine your pivot level. Sometimes they said, how was that saying that sometimes blessing is hidden in disguise or something of that nature? That thing need to, thank you, Basi. That thing happened in order for me to know that you can actually do your own strategy yourself. You don't need anybody. And which I'm so thankful to God. And I will thank Papa Smurf, because he gave me that brain. I gave me that stuff to pivot level actually good when you want to enter or exit your trade. So I needed that blasting from his students so I can go back to my books and do what? And study more. So that's what made me to I kept looking at my screen, and this inspiration came out. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Dilly. Thank you very much. At least everybody will witness that I gave credit to him. But I was surprised when he said, I'm actually taking rectangle strategy and calling it my own strategy, which is very false. But anyway, that's in the past. I just needed to clear the air for that particular drama that happened on my channel. I can't hear you, ma. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Dilly said he's not hearing me very well. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Dilly, I think you should check you increase your volume on your phone or your laptop. Okay, now remember the first strategy, which is Qopfx. We draw the rectangle and we use 15 minutes. We wait for the first 15 minutes candle to break either above or below. And we also do what? Wait for the next 15 minutes to either break above or below. That, okay, sorry, I was using 5 minutes, but I realized that it works better on 15 minutes. You know, I showed you 5 minutes, how to enter a 5 minutes candle, but I noticed that it works better on 15 minutes. So let me show you the one I've actually drawn before. This is one I've drawn before. Now you can see, I'm not going to talk much about the first strategy because I'm going straight on the new one. Now you can see the first, you know, before, let me put it on 5 minutes. You draw your rectangle on the 15 minutes. You look for your impulse, you draw your rectangle on the 15 minutes, just like what you have here. Let me show you. Let me show you. You can see this. I said MT5 is actually not friendly, but we have to manage it like that. All right, now this is the rectangle. You know what we did before is you draw it on the 15 minutes, you go to the 5 minutes, and you do what? You enter. Dilly said he can't hear me. Let me check. Are you sure you check if you're actually your call is you're connected to this call? Okay, no, Dilly, he can't hear me because his mic is not connected. Connect your mic. Can someone help me send the, what's the code? Adisa, please, can you help me go to the chat box or somewhere and click on that stuff you normally send on how the step on how you can actually connect the mic so he can hear me loud and clear. All right, so the strategy was you draw this, your rectangle on the 15 minutes. That's you find the impulse move and you do all the drawings. Then you go to 5 minutes and you look for your entries. But I noticed that there were so many consolidation on that pivot level, on that zone. Those pivot level, just like this and this. If you go to 5 minutes, you see that most times, even though the risk to reward is very small, but sometimes you can see that it will hit your stop loss before it will go its way. This is a case where you can just enter the trade without hitting your stop loss. But let me go to a place where you have so many consolidation. Okay, let me see here now. For instance, this particular place, it closes below. This is a 5 minutes time frame. It closes below the pivot level, and the other candle closes below, and you did what? You enter a sell, and you put your stop loss above the the candle that broke the pivot level. See what happens. It's going to go up and do what? Hit your stop loss before it comes down on your way. So I noticed that 15 minutes, there's so many noise on 15 minutes. I'm sorry, on 5 minutes. So I decided to check. Thank you, Adisa. So I decided to study the 15 minutes candle, and I noticed that it's better to wait on the 15-minute candle. That is for the first strategy, which is the Qopfx strategy. Okay. Now look at the 15 minutes candle. Let's say you waited for this candle to close below, and this particular one closed, and you decided to take your sell. Before it comes back to even do this, you must have secure your profits before it goes back. Remember, this is indices, this is not forex. You can actually use it on your forex trading. Can you hear me now, Dilly? If you can hear me, please confirm. Your mic is not connected. That's why you can't hear me. I'm watching you, yourself and Divine. Your mic is not connected. So if you notice this on 15 minutes, it's actually better to wait on 15 minutes than waiting on 5 minutes. Now look at another option here. This large candle, let me make this open bigger. This large candle broke this pivot level, and this one did what? Close below it. You take the sell to the next. So now you don't have all the time to be wasting for what? Your stop loss to always hit every time. I remember I now added the moving averages to this strategy that will help you know the trend of the market. If price is above the 200 EMA, which is a white moving average, it tells you that price is going what? Up. But if price is below the 200 EMA, it tells you that price is doing what's coming down. Now, the 50 EMA is just to help you know when the price wants to actually change from up to down. I will teach all that in the next strategy. Now, the crossing of the 50 crossing the 200 EMA gives you more indication that what? The sell is going to happen very well. That is confirmation of the sell that, okay, yes, the sell is actually a strong sell. That is for, I'm just doing a recap on the first strategy. Now, this is the new one, the Qopfx Pro. You don't need to draw any rectangle. So Papa Smurf and his students, they can go to sleep and leave my YouTube channel alone. Or they can come and learn on how to do what? Enter and exit trade. Just very simple. You know one thing about me, why I don't like, there's some indicators I don't like using, like the cloud, like the pitchfork, anything that is too complicated for me. I take it, it's very difficult for me to do what? Assimilate it. Like someone said in the group today that he's finding it difficult to get rectangle. And I told him, fine, you can go with what works for you. Everybody, you need the problem we're having with retail traders is they want to learn all the strategies. And by the time they learn all the strategies, what happens? You will not, because if you learn all the strategies and you decide to enter a trade, you are going to be seeing every confirmation of different strategies on a particular trade. So you'll be so confused when you want to enter a pair. You might want to enter a sell and you see another confirmation for a buy using another strategy and you'll be confused. That's why if you know what is good for you, stick to it. Sorry, my chat is blinking. Dilly, do you know what you're going to do? Where you have the mic sign, are you using your mobile phone? Let me pause this so I can actually assist him. Sorry about that. I just needed everybody to be on the same page. So now with this new, by the time you have so many strategies in your head, it will be difficult for you to do what? Pick a particular trade. Like P-Boy on the, what's it called? He's waiting for a pullback before he can take his sell on step index. But me, I already taking a buy and already taking a what? A sell on that same pair because I'm using my own strategy. He's using break and retest. Do you understand? It's not that his own is bad or mine is bad or because his own delays. No, everybody knows what works for them and best for them. Now remember this particular account was 317, was about not 300, about I think about 200 and something dollars, and I've grown it to $941. I'm actually practicing this same strategy that I want to teach you, and it has actually, the winning rate is actually, it has been very good. So now what is this strategy? What is Qopfx Pro? It's simple. You need two moving averages, like I always love, the 200 EMA and the what? 50 EMA. Now, the first thing you need to do is put your 200 EMA and your 50 EMA on your charts. I've not tried it on Forex. I'm doing it only on what? Indices. I've not tried it on Forex. But the other strategy, which is a Qopfx, it works very well on Forex. It works very well on what? On indices. But I've not tried This particular one, even on gold, that is my baby. I've not tried that on gold. But because this step index, I just fell in love with it, and I'm now using it to do what? Catch my cruise and make more money from it. But I'm still going to test it on Forex, but you can do it yourself and know if it actually works for you. Now, what I just need from this strategy is just one thing: 50 to cross 200. And the intersection between 50 crossing 200, that's my pivot level. That's all I need. The first thing is to pick a horizontal line and do what? Look for where there's a crossing. You see here, there's a crossing here. 50 is a yellow line. The white line is 200 EMA. What are you going to do? Put your horizontal line there. That's your pivot level. You can see it also cover up for this particular one that is simple. That is one. You go back, you pick your what? Horizontal line and look for another pivot level, which is this. That's this one that crosses. You saw it here. This 50 cross above what? The 200. Whether above or below, what we need is the intersection. Boom, I've gotten the intersection for this. You come back again. This is where another crossing happened here. 50 crossed it, though there's consolidation here, but for the fact that there's a crossing, you can see it here, it's also a pivot area. So what are we going to do? You put your what? Horizontal line in between the intersection where the crossing was made. Without me analyzing anything, you will see that price is respecting every line in that area. Now, this is another one. You do what? You put it there in the intersection. You can do this because what you're doing, you have to work with what has happened in the past. So you can even choose to go back. If it's going to be a long sell, you can choose to go back and keep looking for what? Crossing. There's a crossing here. You can see this one here. You put your pivot line there. In between the intersection. You can see how price came here, did what? Everybody can see the price here. Price came here. Let me see if I can use the annotation here. Beautiful. See what price did here? Can you see it? Price came there, respected it, and went up, back up. I'm going to pick let me do this here too, and let me just there's a crossing here. I will also, now this is done on 15 minutes. The entry is on 15 minutes. Simple, but so many people overlook it. But thank God, like I said, it was an inspiration after what happened last week. Now I've drawn, you can see everywhere. Let me bring back that stuff. You can see everywhere what happened to price. Price is respecting every level. You can see the consolidation happening here. All these places, you can view them yourself. So those areas are areas of concentration. Areas of what? Concentration. You can notice them everywhere where you see the lines. Everywhere you can see the line. This class is not even going to waste too much time because this is very simple. And two things you have to actually follow on this trend is, on this strategy, is structure. It respects this M. You have to look out for M, W's, V's like this, and something like this. Now look at a W here. You see this? When you see something like this, you know that, okay, yes, this price wants to go up. You see M like this. When you see something like this, it tells you the price wants to come down. So if something like this happens now, maybe like for instance, price decided to do this, and it came down here, it didn't break it, and decided to do what? This W expects something like this to happen. But if price does this thing, go down and keep going down, you know that yes, the sell is what? You can see another W here. Please, before I go into explaining the entry and exit, if you understand how I got the pivot lines and levels, please type on the chat box, tell me yes, before I can go back. See, there are so many W here and M. You need to respect those things. Look at a V, a cone, something like a cone here. You need to respect all those stuff. If you can understand it before I go into the main, yes, beautiful. So with this, you don't need headache anymore. You can use your mobile phone. You don't need to wait for you to buy a laptop. So use your mobile phone, make your millions, then buy a laptop. Like today, I was asking my younger sister, how much is a property in Lekki? Give me property that I want to buy a property. And she was like, okay, between 45, 50 million. I said, where in Lekki do you want to stay? She said, well, I said, where on the island do you want to stay? She said, Banana Island. I said, okay, cost it in dollars. We are going to trade it out and we'll make money from it and go and buy the house. It's possible from your mobile phone. You know, one of my lecturers in Harvard University, I did a course online in Harvard University. Dr. Shitu said something. It's not a solution if it's not affordable. I know that there are most people on the group chat, they are all students, and some people cannot afford to have a laptop. But I know most people have what? A smartphone. You know, prefer the previous strategy. I always say it's better used on your laptop so you can see a bigger view. But with this, you don't even need to have a laptop. I got to my target for today in church using my what? Mobile phone. What did I just do? I just drew all this thing and clear all drawings. Should I click on clear all drawings or clear my drawings? Okay, clear all drawings. Oh, beautiful. I'm just using this for the first time. Pardon me. And I met my target in church. What's the setup for the EMA? That's all. Just it's simple. EMA close, and let me show you. 1 minute. Exponential close. That's all. Exponential close and the shift 0 for both the 200 and also the 50. You don't need any stuff. All you need to do is just change the color so you can differentiate both of them. 200 exponential close white. That's all you need. Nothing more. So you can see P-Boy today was like he's waiting for a pullback. That is a pullback. That's a buy that I was doing. So while you were waiting for pullback, I've already made money from the buy. I'm expecting it to come to this level and do what? If it respects it and closes below, I will sell. But if it doesn't, I will keep buying. Because I trade what I am saying. I keep saying it. And trade according to your account balance. Like now, this is done on only 15 minutes. And you can use your mobile phone to get anything you want to achieve. Now, what is the entry? Let me expand this. The entry is simple, like the way I've always been teaching it. You know, the real rectangle strategy, your stop loss will be on the other pivot level and your take profit will be on the next pivot level, which makes the risk so high. That was why I was doing my research to see what can we do to use this strategy to our best of knowledge. Remember, I keep telling you, no matter the strategy anybody teaches you, you can tweak it to your own way and use it to your own benefit. Everybody, every teacher, every coach, every mentor that became pro trader and all that, they took something from one person's own and make it their own idea. We did not just wake up one morning and start doing this thing. I would never have the idea of pivot level if I did not listen to or go to Papa Smurf class and I paid for it. Now, I understand that the crossing of these two EMAs, the intersection is a pivot level. So everybody picks things from people. You know, some people ask me, why are you not charging for this? I want tomorrow, 5 years, 15 years time to come. Maybe I'll be in Bahamas or somewhere enjoying, and somebody will, I know you, ma. What's your name? Are you not Queen of Pips? I'm one of your students. What are you doing here? I came for vacation with my family. I'm actually doing well in my Forex trading. Your teaching and all that has helped me achieve. That is what I want. That's a legacy I want to build. It's not about the money. I paid huge amount of money to gain this knowledge in Forex trading. But how much am I going to earn? If I said, okay, everybody bring $100. And anybody that tells you that you're going to learn Forex in 3 days, if you have no knowledge, you're going to learn it in 3 days, 1 week. that person is a big liar. You are going to lose your money. The person just wants to collect your money from you. Forex this is my 4 years into this, and I'm still learning every day. Now, what is the exit and the entry level of this strategy? First, let me start with the present candle. You remember I took this buy. Let me open this very well. Why some people are waiting for a what? A pullback. I already entered a buy on this particular candle. I was on a sell. My first TP was here and my second TP was here. Remember how I do enter my trade? 2 entries. First TP, the first pivot level, second TP, the next one. So now I entered this, but it has hit my stop profit. That's why you're not seeing any trade on now. So as soon as this candle here closed above my pivot level, I waited for this guy to close. And immediately this guy closed, I did what? Instant execution. Buy. You can see it. This guy closed above, and this guy too did close above. That was why my entry was what? Top notch. And my stop loss was below the candle that did what? Below the candle that what? Broke the pivot level. So my aim is to buy it to this place, which I know that price is going to get here. It may not get here, but I've made my money from here to somewhere around here before it took me out. But the aim is for it to get here. But I can only sell this pair. Now that it's showing me a sign for sell, I won't sell this pair until what happened? Candle breaks and close below the first candle, just like this one. This guy, this large candle, bearish candle, closed below this pivot level, and this bullish candle could not close above. It closed below it. Then I'll pick a sell to the next. So when I pick a sell, my stop loss will be what? Let me use a cross. My stop loss will be what? This above the candle that broke it. My entry will be here, and my take profit will be here. The risk to reward ratio is what? 100% beautiful. That is what you should understand in trading. That's why when I tell people, I am not moved by seeing the number of pips that you're catching. How much are you making? How much are you retaining? And how much are you keeping? This account, I started with the $200 and something, and I've increased it to $941. My target, for those who saw my trading journal, is to get to $1 million. Even if it's going to take me the whole year of this 2021, or it's going to take me to 2022, the aim is that I want to be consistent. I want to see that, yes, this is what I made in Forex trading. Step by step, you get it. You don't need to rush. So when I see multiple entries, all those stuff, my question is, how much are you withdrawing? Remember, you've seen this account that I've withdrawn some amount of money from it. Okay, let me, I can't, it's not even showing. All right, let me show you everything from here. So that's the strategy, and that's how simple it is. You know, they said to enter the kingdom of God, you need to, it's very simple, but it's very difficult for people to do it. So by the time you see this strategy is simple, but you'll be asking yourself, is this thing possible? My dear, it's 100% possible. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. So that's what this strategy is all about. I would have loved this stuff to touch here, close below, and I sell. But I would have loved to enter a live trading, so you can see the entry and exit of this particular trade. But if there's any question, you can come to the chat box and ask your question. Now, this is the main what? Everybody, okay, now, I think, let me enter a sell on this with a small lot, because this is not the normal rectangle that the Qopfx, using the rectangle, then adding every other thing. Remember here, this candle close below, this one will close now. All this one is even indicating they are closing below the pivot level. So if I decide to enter this trade, let me just enter it with, let me use 130. So you can enter it with me as well if you want to. I'm just using the previous one. Okay, my stop loss will be what? above the candle. So I'm losing $15 to gain what? $72. So sometimes what I do is you can see side by side. I did QOP here, and I also did this one is the new strategy I taught you, and this is the old one that I taught you. Look at what happened. Now sometimes I do it side by side to understand why I entered this M here structure. I went back to the first strategy, which is the Qopfx I taught you guys using 15 minutes to draw a rectangle. See what happened. Immediately I saw this M here, I knew that step index respects structure very well. So what did I do? I saw this, it broke, and my entry was somewhere around here. Boom, I entered my cell to this place, and I entered to this place. Immediately I entered, I came to this place, and I checked, okay, what am I going to do to this guy? And I decided to take the trade. But anyone that you pick that is easy for you, you do it. If you can see on Qopfx, the first one, there is a pivot level here. But you can see here, if you notice, there's no pivot level because this is the height of what you can do in 15 minutes. You can actually come to 30 minutes and check for any crossing. You can go to the past. If you go to the past, you see that there's a crossing somewhere that it respected it. There's a crossing here. There was a crossing somewhere around here. And there was also a crossing somewhere around here. All you need to do is just to get the levels, the pivot levels. Look for crossing that happens. If you go back to 15 minutes, you will notice how price respected that area. Price did what? Now let's go back to 15 minutes and see what happened. It's still up. If you go back, I'm sure you will see where this, because it cannot just, price can't do this without anything happening in the past. You know, in forex trading, what happened in the past will repeat itself in the future. That is how forex works. Everything you're seeing here, price must have gotten there and respected it, and is now doing what? Falling down or going up. So when I saw this structure, what did I do? I went back to my first one and I noticed that, okay, see, there's a pivot level there and price is respecting it and it's dropping. So I took this one based on the first strategy that I taught you people. But based on this other strategy, this new one, you will not enter this trade because what happened? It has not gotten to your level. You can see. But let's say you came in late on the trade and you saw something like this happen, and this candle did what? This bearish candle broke this pivot level, and this particular bullish candle closed below. You can enter a sell to this particular place. But as you can see, there's a crossing here, which is indicating that the sellers are still doing what? They still have strength. They're still moving. So two things is going to happen. It's either this will hit my stop loss and keep going up. As soon as it closes above this pivot level, if it breaks this pivot level and closes above it, and the next candle closes above it as well, I'm buying this pair to the next place. That's why I say trade what you see, not what you assume. You know, you can see this crossing, you can do your break and retest. You say that price is actually going to sell, is on the bearish move. But if it is, you don't know, because we don't control the market, you can never tell when the market wants to turn. So it's always good to trade what you see, not what you believe or what you know. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a bullish move. That's what I'm going to enter now. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a bearish move. That's what I'm going to enter now. Just it. Then if market changes, you do the same thing. That's why I told P-Boy that every strategy has a waiting period. If you're using H1 and using your strategy, you draw your zone, you draw your consolidation, you wait for a breakout and retest before you enter it. That's a waiting period. Me, this strategy, this one breaks my pivot level, closes below. I'll wait for 30 minutes before I can do what. Sometimes you even wait more than 30 minutes because if something like this happen, look at this one. This guy closes below here. You would think, okay, the next candle will close below so I can say, what happened? This one closed above. So you have to wait for another candle again for this one to close below and the next one to close. Sometimes you can wait more than 30 minutes or you can wait more than 15 minutes before you can get your answer. So if you enter this trade with me, let's see how it's going to go. If it's going to give us profits, or it's going to give us our what? Our loss. So I'm risking just $15 to get how much dollars? $72. So any question, I told you that this is going to be the shortest, but it's very impactful. You can practice it on your mobile phone. You don't need your laptop anymore. All you need to do, draw your pivot level using your EMAs 250, and you're good. Enter your trade with just the what? Steps. Wait for the close, and you're good to go. Any question? Recap. Ikechukwu, are you just coming in? Okay, I'm going to delete it and I'm going to recap again. Let me delete this for the benefit of Ikechukwu. I didn't understand. Okay, let me delete it so I can do it again. If you don't understand like Ikechukwu, can you type on the chat box so I can know? This is kind of confusing to me. Really? Chidera said it's confusing. Who else has said it's confusing? Type on the chat box. Let me see. Ikechukwu and Martins. Ikechukwu Martins and Chidera said it's confusing. Does this strategy work? I've not tried it on volatility 75, only on step index. Only on step index. You can try it on volatility 75. Okay, I think just two of them. Now, Ikechukwu and Chidera, I'm going to delete all this. Sorry. Okay, Babatunde says I should recap. Now, the strategy is simple. You zoom out your chart to the limits. Okay? Then what happened? You look for let me delete everything. Let me delete this so I can start afresh. I'm doing this. Beautiful. Now this is my chart, naked chart. It's totally naked. This is how some charts can be. But for you to enter this trade, what do you need to do? Zoom out this way till you get to your limits. It's done on 15 minutes. You can do your entry and exit on 15 minutes. The first thing you need to do is what? Insert your moving averages. The first moving average I'm inserting is what? You go to insert, click on indicator, come to moving average, 200 period moving average, exponential. The method is exponential, apply to is close. The color I chose for my 200 EMA is what? White. So I click on OK. My 200 EMA has appeared on my screen. Now I'm going to insert, there are two moving averages you use while taking this trade. I'm going to insert the other one. Insert, indicator, moving average. Now I'm changing this 200 to what? 50. And I'm changing the color from white to what? Yellow. The same thing they apply to is close, and the method is exponential. No, there are three types of moving average: linear, simple, and exponential. What we are using here is what? Exponential. And I click on what? Okay. Now you can see it here. The yellow is the 50 and the 200 is the what? The white one. Now for you to get your pivot level is where price respects. It's either breaks it, close above and go up, breaks it, close below and start going down. So how can I get those lines that you saw before, those pivot lines that I drew? How can I get it? So without you drawing the rectangle strategy, for those who joined the previous class where I taught you how to get your pivot level using rectangle strategy. But now you don't need to start drawing your rectangle and all that. All you need to do is take advantage of the crossing on the 50 and what? 200. So anywhere you see a cross like this, 50 crossing 200 EMA, the intersection which is here is a pivot level. This intersection here. So you pick your horizontal line and you do what? You put it in between there. That is one. There's another crossing here. You can see this crossing here. 200 crossed above here, the 50 crossed above here, the 50 crossed below. You put it in between. Now there's a crossing here too. In between this intersection, you do what? You put another horizontal line. Now look at here again. There's a crossing here. Even if there's a consolidation here, but you can notice that there's a crossing. 200, the 50, which is the yellow one, crossed the 200 here. So you pick your horizontal line and you do what? You put it in between there. You pick your horizontal line. There's another one here. This is another crossing here. 200 crossed above it. This is what? 50 crossed above the 200. So there's an intersection here. You pick your pivot level and you do like this. In between that intersection. You pick your horizontal line. That's a what? So all these lines, these white lines you are seeing, these horizontal white lines are pivot lines. They are pivot levels. These are the areas that price will respect it. So now the entry is, how do you exit and how do you do what? How do you come in and how do you go out using this strategy? Now you can zoom in so you can see the candles properly. Now the first entry and exit strategy is this. If price closes, I'm sure everyone can see this candlestick well. Let me just expand it. Now I started with this present one that happened here. I was in a buy. For those who are in the group, I entered a buy, but the price has, what happened? The price hit my what? My stop profit. So why did I enter a buy on this pair? Let me expand it well. Price closed below. This candle closed above my pivot level. This particular candle here. Let me just secure this trade because it's not following the rules. So if it hits it, fine. But benefit of this class. Now, this candle here closed above my pivot level. I will not enter it. I'm going to wait for the next candle to do what? Close before I can do what? Enter the trade. So this next candle came and closed above the pivot level, and I did an instant execution buy. So my TP was this one up here, 96.92, and my stop loss was here below the candle that broke it, which is this one, this indecision candle, this particular one here. And okay, I know what to do. Let me use my notations. Now this is the candle. Below this candle was where my stop loss was, and this is where my TP, my anticipated TP was, until this candle did what? Closed and hit my stop profits. So it did not get here. Just like as I secure this profit now, if this candle decides to go bullish and hit it, this what happens here? Price has hit my stop profit, and that this trade will close. But if I want to enter this trade on a sell using this strategy, I'm going to wait for what? This present candle or any candle to close below this pivot level, like this. Let me use that drawing stuff. Maybe this particular candle will do something like this. This particular candle will close like this. Then another one will do what? Close like this. If something like this happens, I'm going to do what? Enter instant what? Sell execution, and my take profit to be on this pivot level. I'm doing it on 15 minutes. Rule number one, you wait for a break of the pivot level, just like this. Let me give you an example. This is a break. This one now. Okay, this close above. Let's say this one. This one broke this pivot level. That is this 97.16. We are going to wait Then you wait for this one to do what? Close again below it. This gives you an indication that the sell is going to happen. So what am I going to do? I'll pick my, do an instant execution, which my entry will be somewhere around here, and I'm selling to this place. I'll sell to this pivot level. Then my stop loss is here, somewhere around here. This is where my stop loss will be. But my take profit is on the next pivot level. That's how simple this is. You just wait. All you need to do is wait for confirmation before you enter the trade. Now look at this particular one now. This candle, this bearish candle, this bullish candle broke above this pivot level. This particular one broke and closed above. You enter a buy instant execution. The work of this 50 moving average is to help you like a support and resistance zone as well. Not just for you to do what? Like now, if you see what happened here, remember the one I taught you in the previous classes, that if price is what? If price is below your 200 EMA, it tells you that it's going down, it's a bearish movement. But if price is above your 200 EMA, it tells you that it's a bullish movement. Now, but see what happened in this case. Price is above the 200 EMA, but this 50 EMA now acts as a resistance here. So if you're entering something like this for a buy, your take profit should be what? Take profit one should be on this body of the EMA, of the 50 EMA. Take profit two should be on the next pivot. In case it hits you, what will you now do? You exit the trade and secure your trade, because this is not Forex. Any little move gives you money on this place. So you need to do what? You can see this one has hit my what? It has hit my stop profit. Let me delete all these things. My chart is blinking. I'm coming to the chat box. Just give me 1 minute. So I can believe now here, you can see this place. Here is a consolidation zone. So except for those who just want to do what? Scalp. But you can see that the distance between here and here is not much. So price will keep consolidating. So if I want to enter this buy with my full confidence, I'll wait for price to do what? Close above this. Then I'm looking at, yes, this thing wants to really buy. If I want to sell, I'll wait for price to do what? Close below this. Then I will sell. It's just simple patience. Wait for all these things and it's going to happen. You know, after a consolidation, you expect a break, either above or what? Below. So Chidera and Ikechukwu, if I'm not mistaken. Do you understand how I got the pivot level? And I've not used it on Forex. Chidera, do you understand it now? I've not used it on Forex. I use it only on step index. Only on step index. Now, like I said, as a Forex trader, you also need to apply what? All the skills that you've gotten, structures and all that. If you see something like this, M, of this nature, you should know that okay, yes, the M means what? Continuation of what? A downward trend. W means what? Continuation of an upward trend. So you need also to apply scene structures and apply it to it when you are trading. Like this particular trade is all indication telling us that it's still going to come down. It's still going to sell. But I cannot, because of, oh, I'm seeing this bearish move, I'm seeing this breakout. So I'm expecting breakout, retest, and what? Sell. That is how everybody should think, because that's what is happening here. But now with this strategy, anything can happen. Price can just decide to just start flying up. You can't stop it because you don't control the market. It can decide to start flying up. So what you need to do is use your own education and your own knowledge of what you're using to trade to do what? Patiently wait for an opportunity to come. But this strategy, I've been using it and it has been working for me, and it's simple. I don't need to start drawing all those rectangles and all that. All I need to do is just wait for a crossing. I'll see a crossing. Even in the past, what has happened in the past, it will tell me where the price is going in the future. I just want an opportunity to come out so we can enter the trade. But I'm not seeing any opportunity yet. But as soon as price does what I want to do, I'm expecting either a buy or a sell. The market will tell me, like this trade now, this candle, if this candle closes above this pivot level and the next one closed above it, I'm going to buy this pair. My TP1 will be on the tip of this 200 and my TP2 will be here. 2 entries. That's what I do. I don't do multiple entries. I enter 2 entries. Because before I take any trade, I need to look at my risks. What am I willing to risk before I'm willing to gain? That is the first thing any profitable trader should think about. It's not about entering multiple trades. If those multiple trades go against me, how much am I going to lose? That's what you should think about. So if you're entering any trade, how much am I going to lose if the trade goes against me? Because you don't own the market. But since there's no opportunity presenting, we're just going to patiently wait. But even after the class, if an opportunity presents itself, I will screenshot it and I will send it to the group for those who want to. It's clearer now. Okay, beautiful. So that's just Qopfx Pro. It's simple. It's professional. You can use your mobile phone. This is a solution for those who don't have a laptop. You can actually make money. You can see those lines I screenshot and sent to the group. Those are the trade that I took on my mobile phone. I drew all those pivot level on my mobile phone. So I don't even need to be carrying my laptop anywhere again or rushing back home, or say if my trade hit any stop profit, I would decide to wait till I get home when my laptop is there before I can trade. No, now I can trade using my phone anywhere I am. I just need to draw my levels, just like what I taught you. Any other question? If there's no question, let's go and practice this. You can practice on let me try it on gold. Let me see if we can try it on gold. I've never tried it before, but let me see if we can try it on gold. Let me delete everything. This 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, what are we looking for? Crossing. But you can just use your rectangle on this. This is the first crossing here. This particular one. I've not tried this. And I've not even traded gold. After that first time I made money from it, I've not traded it again since I met Step Index. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Right. Still works here. Break above this. Put your stop loss. Your 50 EMA shows you, okay, this is 14, and this 50. Acts as a support, telling me, okay, yes, it's going down. The 200 EMA to show that price is going down. Even by looking at it, you know that you can, with your bird eye view, you can see, okay, maybe it's working for this. But I've not tried it on currency. You can try it and see if it works on currency. But if I want to do currency, I prefer to use a first strategy with Qopfx, which is drawing your rectangle, because that one will show you different pivot levels, so you can know when to exit and enter a trade. Than this, you know, that one, if it was a previous one, I would draw a rectangle from here to here. I'll draw a rectangle from here to here. This is an impulse move. In between all these moves, there are so many pivot levels, but you can see it doesn't work clearly with this particular Qopfx Pro. Doesn't work with this because the pivot level are very, very far from each other. But this now, I need to look for an impulse move, which is just what I did. This is the first one. Draw your rectangle. This is on 15 minutes. Draw your rectangle. You can see here you have so many levels. I'm just doing this. What I wanted to teach was just that strategy, how I use it on step index. And like I always say, you don't need to trade all pair. Pick the one that suits your personality, make money out of it. Step index can make you rich. One pair can make you rich. Just look for a strategy that works for you and do what? Trade only that pair. You don't need to have all the pairs. Because by the time you're trading all the pairs, you will see that you miss so many opportunities that you should have just taken and you make money. Now you can see that this one, there are so many other pivot level that you can respect and make money. But if you're using the other one, it's not going to work. You can see this. It still works here. This is the previous one. But it works better with indices. It works better with indices. So that is it for today. You can go and practice it using your mobile phone, practice it using your laptop, and we'll see how it works. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.